What's up? Welcome back. My name is George, and today we're talking about a small industry you can model here on the Model Railroad Show. Something I've been talking about showing you guys for a while. This weekend I put a little bit of work into it, so I thought I would come down and show you probably not what, well, definitely not what the final look of the scene is going to be, but what the look of the scene is going to be for a while coming up. And I say that because I've got a lot of scenery and a lot of stuff I said the goal for myself by the end of this year, I said in the beginning of the year, is to have this layout covered in basic scenery. That's the goal. I'm sticking to it, which means I can't get too hung up on really super detailing parts of the railroad, which is one of those things that I've been kind of, my ADD has just been, oh look, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. I want to just get everything kind of basic scenery. So talking about small industries, before I ramble on too much, small industries, I'm going to do a whole playlist on this. And the first one we're tackling is a coal and lumber dealer. There was a coal and lumber dealer that was rail served on this railroad that I am modeling, and it was south of the town of Milford, which technically on the railroad it seems to be, but the entrance to the track, due to this kind of stacked compression I'm using over here on this type of the railroad, is kind of from the middle of the town of Milford. Milford Coal Lumber is the industry. If you've seen my layout tours, this is the industry we're talking about. Their title on their building is everything to build anything. So you can tell this was your typical 50s kind of hardware lumber dealer. I'm going to put a picture up here so you can see that. Everything to build everything. The phone number was 220. This was obviously in the probably mid 50s this photo was taken. And a few things to pay attention to in this photo. Again, relatively easy industry to model. You can see the Milford Coal and Lumber building, obviously, which I have kit bashed from the Walthers office building that comes with the lumber, the Walthers lumber kit. And then you see a shed in the back, and this was another kit bash from another Walthers building, one of the co-op buildings that Walthers has. So all in N scale, obviously. So and you can see how that building is kind of perpendicular to the main building. So just a few things to point out. And then you see the lumber shed all the way far right, which is actually on the opposite end of the opposite side of the tracks. It was just too crammed if I tried to do that. So I took this, I put this on the same side of the tracks as Milford Coal and Lumber, and had a pretty close, obviously a pretty close, the Walthers kit came pretty close to doing this. So it is basically the Walthers lumber kit, but it's rearranged and kit bashed. I only have one of the sheds here. Looking at this picture, let's take a look and see where I landed with the actual model. All right, so here we go. Here is the front of Milford Coal and Lumber, and as you can see there, pretty close to the front of the building. It's Milford Coal and Lumber, everything you need to build anything. Phone number is 220 there. So very typical 50s. I did a little propane tank I put just there for detail, wasn't in the actual picture. And then we have this shed over here. Thought we could use an extra shed for the lumber dealer. That was a little Walthers built up kit that was from years ago. And I'll show you a picture here of what it looked like before I started painting it and made it look like it belonged here. But that was the speeder shed that came with the little Walthers tower kit. So, and like I said, this is the just the office that comes with the Walthers lumber set there. All right, so come back around. I got on the side of the building here, this is Whistle Stop Models, has a whole lumber rack set there, and this is part of the lumber rack. It's a big lumber rack, which is fine. It was really too big for me to really use anywhere in the scene, so I cut it down. This is one section of it, and stacked on there are some RS Laser Kits lumber stacks. So cool little models. I don't think RS Laser Kits is around anymore. I think it's now called Phoenix. That guy is at Timonium. All right, and then as we can see behind, I have this building that is Another Walthers kit that I shortened. Hard to call it a kit bash. Put a little dock on there, but I mean, I guess it does qualify as a kit bash. So I shortened this building up, and it is set up to be lit, set up for an interior. This building is going to be a like a finished goods, like doors, sashes, windows, cabinets, anything that one of these small lumber stores would make. All right, and you know, looks good. That deck on the front is just built from an old scrap 40-foot flatbed car that I have that I cut down. And then on the side, you can see another piece of that Whistle Stop Models lumber rack. This one, I scratched both a little roof on there at a styrene and some scale tar paper roofing that I had, and glued it right to the side of this finished goods shack, you know, where they might, you know, be setting their lumber aside. And that brings us around to the parking lot here. All this pavement is Smooth It, like you've seen me use before. This Smooth It was weathered with some gray chalk to lighten it. It was painted with their dark top coat and then weathered with some gray chalk to lighten it up. And then I just came in here and airbrushed a little bit to make it look like it had some wear marks. I scratched it. I put a gouge in it down here, so I'm working on a little patch, but I'm probably gonna have to patch somewhere else along with that patch as well. Okay, so small forklift scene going on here. A little flatbed. Got some, probably some 2x8x12s, it looks like, laying on the back there, that flatbed. And a guy in a forklift. And then we have another guy up on the second level of this woodshed. This woodshed is built pretty stock. This comes with the kit. One thing I did leave off, and this is something you should think about when you're building your models, is I left off the railing that's on the front. Today, that's something you would see, but years ago, not a feature you'd see on a lot of these woodsheds. Look at a lot of the pictures of them. And this woodshed is stacked and stocked with some Whistle Stop Models 3D printed lumber. I'll show you a picture of how this lumber comes out right here, and I just basically painted it with some, you know, light brown Vallejo air, and then hit it with a little bit of a wash so that you see some of the details in it, especially in the ends there, to give it some dimension. So all looks pretty cool, and then everything is just glued into place there. All right, and then coming around here, these couple items here are also from Whistle Stop Models. This 2-bin like aggregate kind of bay. You still see these today. Landscaping store not far from me actually has them, so they're still used, and they were used back in the day as well. This is from Whistle Stop Models. I did alter it a little bit. He's got the triangles that help these blocks fit into one another molded in there, which is a nice detail, but not something you probably would have seen back in the early 50s. So I just cut them off, and kit looks pretty good. I mean, it's a resin printed kit, so looks pretty good. Painted some concrete, hit it with some panel line stain to just kind of weather it up a little bit, and then it's filled with some coal, which I just used my black ballast for, and then I had some light fine buff ballast that I used for some gravel on the other side. And then this 50s Ford, very, very cool, also from Whistle Stop. I put a little dry transfer M on there for, if we can get this baby to focus, for Milford Coal Lumber. Nice detail on the back. Got some brake lights. And painted the bed brown. Definitely something you'd want to do if you were modeling pickups of this era. They usually had wood beds, so kind of keep that in mind. And then I had a little blemish right here in my Smooth It, so boom, park that truck over the blemish, and goodbye blemish. All right, so that is about it. You know, details from a lot of different spots here. Like I said, this probably isn't done. I mean, I have 2 building interiors yet to do. I've got some other stuff that I'm probably gonna put out here. I want to build some more of these lumber loads that I have to simulate lumber being unloaded and loaded and what have you. And yeah, that's about it. So I think it's looking pretty good. Let me know what you think. All right, and let's get back over to the desk. All right, so there you have it. Milford Coal Lumber, a small industry that you can model. These things were in towns all over the place. They were definitely like a have-all kind of industry, as this one clearly was. Again, on the railroad that I'm modeling, so it really worked out perfectly for me. And when you see everything that this industry has, it's got lumber, so it's going to receive lumber via boxcars at this point, right? It's got some aggregate, some coal, some gravel. It's going to receive via probably 2-bay hoppers, right? Smaller hoppers is going to bring that in here. It's got a finished goods shed, so it's going to be sending out off railroad door sashes, finished cabinetry, what have you. I mean, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of to and from in an industry switching like this. That's, 3 things I mentioned right there. That 2 things that are coming in, one item going out, one group of items going out. So a lot of railroad traffic generated from what is really a small industry on a railroad, but it's big enough to generate traffic, and it's small enough where it doesn't take up a huge footprint, especially in something like N-scale, to model this in its entirety. If you were looking at a shelf, like even an HO, a lot of these kits are available in HO. If you were looking at modeling something like this in HO, then maybe you take that, cabinetry building, you cut that in half along a backdrop. There are still things that you can do to get this modeled. You can I have a larger parking lot there in N-scale. I had a little bit of real estate to work with, took advantage of it. In HO, maybe you have your shed closer to the tracks, right? So you could do a lot of different stuff there. Very cool. These are my favorite industries to model. There's a lot going on, and I still have a lot of modeling to do in this spot. I mean, interiors of those buildings are really going to be really cool. If you noticed, and I'll show you in this shot here, everything is lit, and you can see the interior of the Milford Coal and Lumber, which is basically an image of a hardware store that I printed out really small, and I glued to a wall that I partitioned the building off with. The smokestack you see in that building is also just a piece of brass tubing that I built. So there's a lot of little things in there. If you want to see a video on how exactly I cut that building up, I'll be more than happy to go into that. But let me know what small industries you have on your railroad. As always, anything I can find on Amazon, I will link below that I've used in making this stuff. Also, I'll leave a link to Whistle Stop Models down below as well. They sent me a lot of cool product to check out, and this was a lot of it. The Stone Dealer is where these aggregate bins kind of came from. Came with this aggregate bin. It came with the 2 bin, aggregate bin, and it came with basically a small office that was it was a decent size to use in this scene, but I wanted to use that garage because I kind of thought a shed would have more utility there, being we already had an office. But I will more than likely use this someplace on the layout. All right, and that 50s Ford, very, very cool. 50s Ford was just hit with primer, and then I created a custom paint color here that was pretty close to a color that Fords came in the 50s, which is like this kind of like grayish green, and thinned that out and sprayed it on. So very cool. Let me know, like I said, if what small industries you have. And let me know if you want to see more details of how I put some of this stuff together, and I'll work on that as well. All right, so my name is George. Thanks for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell so that you know when I upload new videos, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, later.